Hello. I am so honored to welcome all of you to the 30th Annual Award Ceremony for the School of Geographical Sciences and Urban Planning. My name is Libby Wentz, and I am the Vice Provost and Dean of the Graduate College. And for this academic year, I've had the great privilege to serve as the interim director of the school. Of course, it goes without saying it's been an incredible year. We survived a full academic year in the middle of a pandemic, and in so many ways, we did so much more than survive, we thrived. We transformed our courses to be offered in ASU Sync, which allowed students the opportunity for in-person and virtual learning options. We engaged in really important conversations around social justice and how the pandemic is affecting our school community. And we conducted research that explores topics from urban heat to coral reef to changing habits in response to COVID-19. And it's fantastic that we welcome 5 new faculty members to our school, each bringing new expertise to our program. And of course, it goes without saying that we're incredibly proud of our students, and despite obstacles laid before them, they persevered, they adapted their own learning, and their lives continued as they build on their quest to earn a degree, advance their knowledge, and are really working to build a better and brighter tomorrow. Together today, we are coming together as a community to celebrate these successes during this year and from the past as well, and recognize the outstanding achievement of our students, including the scholarship winners and those who are graduating. So while this is the second year the celebration is taking place virtually, I know that we're all together in spirit, and I look forward to the day when we can come back together in person to celebrate. So once again, welcome to our 30th Annual Award Ceremony, and let's start the show.
Well, thank you, Dr. Wentz, and welcome everyone to our GSUP Award Ceremony for 2021. I'm David Hondula, an associate professor in our school, and I'm pleased to be serving as your virtual host this year. Virtual, of course, meaning not physically existing as such, but made by software to appear to do so. We've all learned together so much over the past 12 months. Of course, we've learned new approaches for how to go about our day-to-day lives more safely. I think we're also continuing to learn how to be more patient, caring, and empathetic. Take our new COVID care and JEDI committees, for example. And we're continuing to learn an unbelievable amount about the world around us and how to make it better as geographers and planners. Today, we're gathered together online to celebrate our real, not virtual achievements. Our achievements in the classroom, in the lab, in the field, and in the community, which I suppose this year have been mostly virtual, but they are real achievements. Let's hear some of them, starting first with Dave Saylor, who directs ASU's Urban Climate Research Center.
Hi, I'm Dave Saylor, the director of the Urban Climate Research Center. And today I'd like to walk you through a very quick summary of all the great things that our center, our faculty, and of course our students have been up to over the past year. We have 2 signature events every year, and this year, as you might expect, both were virtual. We started the academic year with our UCRC poster event and competition. This event provides students and postdocs with valuable experiences and also helps to facilitate cross-campus interaction and collaborations. This year, we had students representing 7 different schools across ASU, as well as 3 outside institutions. This year's award winners in the graduate category were Alyssa Henning for first place and Aldo Brandy in second place. In the undergraduate category, Ananth Adupa took first place. All posters are viewable at our website. Our second big signature event is the Anthony J. Brazel Urban Climate Lecture. This year marked the 3rd in the series, and it was held virtually on March 24th. Our speaker was Marshall Shepard, an internationally recognized scholar on urban climate, and in particular on urban-induced precipitation. Our online seminar attracted 157 attendees, including some international attendees from places as far away as New Zealand, Singapore, Japan, and Australia. If you missed it, we have a link to the full recording of this seminar at our webpage. In addition to our signature events, the Urban Climate Research Center focuses a lot of our attention on developing and coordinating teams. We do this through a variety of mechanisms. First, we have a series of brown bag discussions in which we engage a subset of the urban climate community, including students and faculty, in conversations about timely topics. Some of the topics from this year are listed here. We also engage in long-term planning related to large opportunities. In the past 6 months alone, we've had teams convened for 2 very large efforts. And finally, I'd like to share some images from projects that our UCRC faculty and students have been participating in this year. First, we are partnering with faculty on the West Campus and with ASU's Office of Sustainability Practices on what's known as the ASU Carbon Sink and Learning Forest. This is a time-lapse image of the planting of 1,000 trees on the West Campus of ASU. At this site, we've also established a long-term weather station for use in studying the impacts of trees on the site, and we'll be partnering with our colleagues at West Campus to look at above and below ground carbon storage. In another project, faculty affiliated with the UCRC are exploring the effects of highly reflective paving on the urban thermal environment. This project is a partnership with the City of Phoenix, who have already applied a Cool Seal technology to over 36 miles of residential streets in Phoenix, and ASU is their research partner evaluating the effects of that technology on the urban environment. In another pilot scale project, we have partnered with industry and with the City of Tempe to explore the efficacy of innovations in radiative cooling materials as a mechanism for cooling surfaces in the urban environment below the temperature of the ambient air, thus providing thermal comfort as well as simultaneously reducing urban air temperatures. In summary, we've got a lot going on in the Urban Climate Research Center and a lot planned for next year. Visit us at our website and follow us on Twitter to stay up to date on everything that our amazing faculty and students are doing.
Hi, I hope the evening is going well at the awards ceremony. And welcome to this short presentation on Spark over the past 12 months. Despite not having met physically for now, it's over 14 months, Spark's continued to flourish in the past academic year. We've had a number of outstanding achievements, and we continue to do the things we're well known for. Obtaining a high volume of prestigious grants. We've got, I think, at least 4 this year from National Science Foundation, a couple from NASA, one from the US Department of Health and Human Services. And we also publish in what I consider to be kind of gold standard referee journals. We published this year in PNAS, Annals of the Association of American Geographers, Geographical Analysis, International Journal of GI Science, to name but a few. We've also had some standout results that I think give a sense of the very high regard that Spark is, in which Spark is held, both nationally and internationally. Peter Kedron and Dao-Chun Tong were selected as 2 of only 16 nationally NSF-funded geospatial fellows to study GIS and COVID. That's amazing. 2 are in the same unit out of 16 nationally. Wenwen Li won the Global Young Scientist Award at the World Geospatial Developer Conference. And this is just news to come in. Ziqi Li, our Spark PhD student from last year, who graduated last year, is now at Illinois, Urbana-Champaign. He's won this year's Nystrom Award at the AAG for the best PhD thesis. This is a really highly competitive award. It's basically every geography student who's graduated in the last 18 months submits or can submit their PhD to the Nystrom Award, and it's been going on now for about 20, 30 years. Not only is it amazing that he has won it in this highly competitive framework, but Spark has produced winners of this competition in 3 of the last 4 years. That's quite an amazing achievement. Most geography departments around the country probably haven't had anybody who's even a finalist in the competition, never mind won it. And we have won it. We've had winners in the 3 of the last 4 years. That's quite an amazing achievement, which I think we should be publicizing a lot. We've also attracted, I think, one of the standout PhD applicants this year in Tyler Hoffman. He is coming to us from Maryland. He's got an NSF Graduate Research Fellowship worth about $35K a year. He's, I know for a fact he applied at UCSB and also at Maryland, and Maryland wanted to keep him and offered him a $60,000 scholarship on top of the Graduate Research Fellowship. But despite all our competition, he's chosen to come to ASU, and a big shout out to Peter Kedron, who's done a lot of the legwork here on attracting him. We've also received approval for a new PhD in GI science, and thanks very much to Rebecca Raining for guiding us through this rather tortuous process. That starts this fall, and it's STEM designated, which is a really big achievement for us, I think. And this is on top of our highly successful and rapidly growing BS in GIS, which is both online and in person, and now has, I think, almost 400 majors. It might be more. We might have more majors in GI science now than we do in geography. And even on top of that, we've just been granted approval for a new stream in the new Master Department BS in Data Science degree, which is on spatial data science. And we'll be running that stream solely through geography. So on top of this, these kind of results, we've basically been we held our annual workshop this year in February. It was virtual, of course. It was on ethics and spatial analysis. And this was, had support from both Esri, a private company, GIS company, and also the Association of American Geographers. It attracted over 300 online participants, and there are papers coming from this workshop. Dylan Connor ran an internal colloquium series, a Spark colloquium series, which featured students and faculty from within Spark, but also outside speakers. And Matt Quick initiated a journal club in which we meet periodically to informally discuss a journal article and of somebody's choice, and that choice circulates amongst Spark members. And then finally, Matt Quick channeled his kind of inner Alex Trebek and kept us entertained and amused with a regular series of a trivia competition he called Jeopardy, but it's spelled with a G and not a J, which was good. So finally, I think through all this sort of COVID-enforced isolation, we've actually come out quite well. And I'd like to thank for that all the core members of Spark who've done a fantastic job again this year. Amy Fraser, Peter Kedron, Wenwen Lee, So Mint, Darshan Tong, Matt Quick, and Dylan Connor. So that's it from me. Enjoy the rest of the ceremony. I'm 8 hours ahead of you, so it's well after midnight for me when you're listening to this. And it's probably for the best that I'm not doing this live. Okay, enjoy the rest of the ceremony. Bye.
Hi, everybody. Greg Asner here, Director for the Center for Global Discovery and Conservation Science. I'm really happy to give a brief update about our progress in fiscal year 2020, at least from July up until now, the end of March, beginning of April 2021. Despite COVID and all of the challenges that has put on us collectively and individually, we've made enormous progress, and that progress is in thanks to my talented staff, the support system at SGSUP, the college, GFL, and others who work with us day in and day out. The progress is really, I think, expressed in our website, which we try to keep up to date. So I'm going to give you a quick tour. Our website is designed to bring people in and express the multidisciplinarity of what we do, but also the growing nature of our discipline in global discovery and conservation. I think a lot of our progress financially is expressed in our sponsor pool, which is quite robust. These sponsors are coming in through different faculty who are part of the center. We can also look at our center personnel. We have a great leadership staff shown here who take care of admin, who take care of operations, who support our communications and our data science program across labs. And most importantly, perhaps, I want to express the enormous growth we've made with our faculty. The faculty in GDCS span a wide range of talents, a wide range of interests, from robotics and data science to ecology and indigenous knowledge, and much, much more, land and sea. Who you see here are talented folks from SGSUP, CC, SST, SOLS, and Human Evolution and Social Change. So we're seeing the congregation of not just a diverse team of scientists, of faculty, but also a diversity of topic areas that I think really underpin the success of this center going forward. Now, a lot of you wonder maybe what we've been doing in evolving our theme, our thematic thread among these faculty. Everybody here works in 3D. Earth observing, modeling, understanding. The fourth dimension of time has emerged as a major component of our center, especially in the past year. Now, time can mean for the Earth observers, that could mean the past 30 or so years for the satellite record, or it can mean paleo record if you're, for example, looking at sea level rise in geological sediment cores. However, one of the great growth areas in our center is that of intergenerational knowledge, or indigenous knowledges in some cases. This intergenerational knowledge is perhaps the most apropos, the most impactful in our understanding of how we as humans, as communities, as societies adapt to global environmental change, because this intergenerational knowledge is operating on timescales of these types of changes that we face today. So that's a really important part of our growth. We've also grown by location. We have two central locations. One is in Biodesign C, here shown on the website. We'll be moving to ISTB 7 and occupying the 5th floor of that facility when it's ready. And of course, we have our Hawaii program, which has exploded in growth. Not only the faculty are based in Hawaii almost full time, but also the interoperability between the Hawaii and the Tempe laboratories is quite rich, robust, and seamless in a lot of ways. So you see the growth, you see the connectivity between Arizona and Hawaii through the science and the scientists of GDCS. Our programs are also growing. We've got airborne programs, we have global programs, we have our Hawaii program, we're the principal supporters of this massive relationship with the company Planet, or Planet Labs, as they used to be called. It's just really amazing the dimensionality of those working here in terms of scale and detail. The news cycles and the publications are flowing out, and I see nothing but growth ahead. I'm looking forward to this summer when we are onboarding some of those new faculty that I just showed you, and I'm hoping that you'll join me in welcoming them and additional faculty that we congregate around topics in global discovery and conservation science, as well as subtopics in Earth observation, coastal marine science and management, and others to come. So that's it for me. I hope that's a great summary and gives you something to think about as we move this center forward and grow it even further. Thank you.
Woohoo! SGSUP, we made it through one of the most difficult academic years on record, for sure. Congratulations, everybody. I think we had a wonderful year, all things considered, and not only survived, but in many, many ways thrived through this challenging time. So I want to take a moment to thank you all and highlight some achievements that we've had as a community for this year. And in particular, it's super exciting to have amazing new assistant professors join us. So we hope you're hanging in there. Wei Tam, Jose Benito, Mary, and Rashad, and we're super, super happy to have you join our community. I also want to acknowledge and congratulate all of those who have won awards this year. They are numerous, and I don't want to list them all for fear of forgetting or excluding anyone, but kudos to you. Some interesting facts from this academic year. SGSUP faculty were highlighted in over 100 media outlets since last summer. So that's amazing outreach and attention for our community. And despite the challenges of the pandemic, our faculty submitted proposals amounting to over $28 million. 8 million plus of those proposals were granted and awarded, and some are still pending. So for those of you who have received recent grants, congratulations. And good luck to those of you who are still waiting or pursuing those awards. I also wanted to take a minute to thank some folks who have been especially helpful this academic year to Libby as well as myself and the role as interim director and deputy director, especially the associate directors, Ron, Mark, Deirdre, Way. Thank you so much for your leadership. It would be impossible to do this job without your service contributions to the unit, and we greatly, greatly appreciate it. I also want to give a big thanks to Bob for all his leadership in the personnel committee. Not only were you always willing to say yes and get the work done, but you did so without complaining and even sometimes with a smile on your face, or at least in your email. To the staff, thank you, thank you, thank you. It's been really a pleasure working with you all. A special thanks to our managers, Vanita and Josh, as well as Melanie, Rebecca, and Megan. So much hard work and perseverance through a challenging year. So we really, really appreciate all that you've done over the last year for us. And last but not least, I wanted to send a shout out to our retirees this year. And so to Barbara, Nancy, and Beth, we tremendously value all your contributions to the school over the years, and we will miss you dearly. So stay in touch, and a big congratulations, and have the best retirement ever. So with that, I'll say adieu, and you know where to find me. I hope everybody has a wonderful summer and gets some rest and relaxation.
A message from your incredible staff. This past year has been one full of challenges, including the sad departure of our amazing director. The SJSIP staff has been amazingly resilient during this trying time through the love and support of our families, including our work teams. As many new folks have joined our department in this remote setting, the advice we would like to share with them is be flexible and attend as many events as you can. This will help you feel more connected to the work our faculty and students are doing that we as staff are supporting. One of the lessons we have learned from working remotely is the office hop-in is so important to workplace culture and social interaction. We miss that. Many of us have taken walks, some very long, during our days to support our new priority of self-care. Some of our highlights include, but are not limited to, the following: the career transition for Stephen to instructional designer. Congratulations, Stephen. The hiring of Joe, Rachel, and Aaron for full-time academic and student support. We're happy to have them. The hiring of Zach and Fernando to the business team to help support the sponsored projects. They're doing a great job. Thanks, guys. The Center for Global Discovery and Conservation Science had 13 new hires. Wow. Aaron Musgrave and Eileen moved on to exciting career opportunities in their field. So congratulations to them. And Z single-handedly held down the graduate programs for half the summer. Way to go, Z. Geospatial Research and Solutions has increased the amount of work they are bringing in and built up their remote sensing capabilities. It's awesome. Fall 2021 will be the largest incoming class of master's and PhD students in the last 7 years. Way to go. Our undergraduate advising team oversaw 1,280 appointments with students and answered 2,541 student emails. Whew, that's crazy. Over 45 stories were written for ASU Now, the SJSIP News, and our Instagram audience grew by 244% with more than 870 new followers, including myself. We have 34 students that participated in the SGSIP summer internship program. It's fantastic. These are our highlights and we're so proud of them. Please take care of yourself and each other.
Hello everyone, my name is Lainey Corey. I'm a first-year MUEP student and president of the Student Planning Association. This past year has been a challenge to say the least. The rapid transition to an exclusively online platform posed challenges we didn't even know were a possibility. While this past year has had its ups and downs in remote work and learning, SGSUP students and our organizations adapted and embraced this change. Knowing that the pandemic wasn't going away anytime soon, we were flexible and had to be a little creative at times, but nonetheless we did it. We survived online classes, remote internships, and club meetings. Students and organizations had some massive changes this year, and we still reigned successful. Some individual student highlights include Drew Taplin, an MUEP student, was awarded a grant from the Airport Cooperative Research Program to conduct a study on analysis of ultra-low-cost carriers and airport choice. Oscar Lopez, a PhD student, was invited to speak at the Arizona Council for Transportation Innovation. Avipsa Roy, a PhD candidate, has accepted a job offer for a tenure-track position at the University of California, Irvine. Matthew Wigington Conway, a PhD candidate, has accepted a job offer as an assistant professor with the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill. Peter Crank, a PhD candidate, has accepted a postdoctoral appointment at Singapore Management University. Colin Marvin was awarded second place at the 2021 American Association for the Advancement of Science's Student e-Poster Competition for his poster on effectiveness of ford dune restoration in the high-energy coastal environments. Nick Carroll, an MUEP student, was awarded a 2021 Arizona Association of Environmental Professionals Amy Edwards Memorial Scholarship. As for the rest of the SGSUP student body, the Weather and Climate Club hosted regular virtual meetings and often invited guest speakers, including SGSUP alumni and some other industry leaders, to share their experiences in the meteorology and climatology fields with the group. The Student Planning Association placed second in APA's Outstanding Student Award category. This national award highlighted the group's efforts to promote student engagement within the university, the community, and the state chapter. They also hosted a variety of online events to engage students while promoting professional development, such as an AICB training workshop and multiple Q&A with planner sessions. The Graduate Student Committee worked to connect new incoming students with some existing ones. They also helped with the new director's search and finding a graduate representative for the Vision Advisory Group. ASU's Community Outreach and Advocacy for Refugees student organization got together to put together kits for refugee families. Altogether, students gave back this year through socially distanced service to their communities, including some MUEP students coming together on their Saturdays to volunteer at Tempe's Clark Park Community Garden. Even during these hard times, it's important to use these successes to keep us grounded and hopeful. SGSUP students have proved that even in the toughest of times, we're prepared to tackle challenges head-on. Our resiliency is pretty admirable. Congratulations to all the students and student groups this past year.
Well, thanks so much, Dave, Stuart, Greg, Kelly, Vanita, and Lainey for sharing those highlights with us. We're of course very confident that there are many other individual and shared successes that were missed in that small sample, and encourage you all to take some time as the semester winds down to reflect on whatever your own successes may have been this past year. Maybe you flew an airplane over a new part of the ocean, or maybe you just replaced one battery and one sensor. Maybe you have a new book coming out, or maybe you just found a book you thought you had lost. Maybe you had a great grade in a class, or maybe you just made it to class. Whatever success has looked like for you, we hope you can find a moment to pat yourself on the back. And speaking of patting on the back, we're now moving into the official patting on the back portion of our program. We're going to spotlight our faculty and staff members who have hit certain years of service milestones, and then transition into the heart of our program, our student awards and recognition. But first, we're going to recognize two GSIP icons who are retiring this year. It's so hard to imagine this community without them. Please enjoy the awards and recognition portion of our program.
congratulations to Danny for being the Dean's College medalist for fall 2020. It was a delight to be able to work with you, and I am sure that you're going to go on to do great things, and we are going to look better for the success that you have.
My name is Ron Dorn. I'm a professor in geographical sciences and urban planning. I'm the one who nominated Colin for this award, and it's a great pleasure to congratulate you. I hope to keep in touch with you, perhaps when you're on Titan, but certainly when you're on Earth. Have a great career, and please stay in touch. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Mika, for winning the Ray Henkel Scholarship. It's an amazing award. There are many awards that are named after people that made their contributions long ago. I think it's important to recognize the person that the award is named after. I actually met Dr. Henkel when I was an undergrad. He came to my class to talk about his research in South America. I remember it well. I was thrilled and fascinated, and he brought that same desire to learn and excitement to each of his students. I think it's come full circle that you and I met when you took my natural resources class. I encourage you to mark every milestone and share this award with those around you. They're just as excited and thrilled as we are for you. Congratulations.
Greetings, everyone. I'm really happy to announce that my student Hiroaki Onishi is this year's recipient of the Matthew G. Bailey Scholarship. The Matthew G. Bailey Scholarship is in memory of Matthew Bailey, who passed away in 1998. Matthew was a geography major and a Japanese minor, and he loved fieldwork. This award is given every year by SGSUP to underscore the importance of fieldwork in geography. So Hiroaki is going to travel back to Japan, his home country, and the nearby islands, and he's going to study the Okinawan indigenous cultures there. These are considered endangered cultures, and they have faced a lot of governmental and global pressures over the years. So Hiroaki plans to study their historical and current situations and develop a set of recommendations that he can hopefully share with the government to help preserve this dying culture. Congratulations, Hiroaki. Well deserved, well done. Have a great summer and carry on with your field work. We'll be waiting to hear what you have to say. Congratulations again.
Congratulations, Devin, for being selected as the recipient of the Brian and Leah Swanton Urban Planning Scholarship. It's been a true pleasure having you in class over the past few semesters, as your enthusiasm and your interest in urban planning is apparent through your fantastic participation in class. And this scholarship is awarded to students concerned about social equity issues and who want to make a positive impact in distressed communities. And I cannot think of a more deserving recipient. So congratulations again, Devin, on this scholarship award.
I would like to present Rebecca Sperry with the Brian and Leah Swanton Urban Planning Scholarship. I've been working with Rebecca since 2018, and her hard work and dedication truly make her one of the best students to work with. Congratulations on all that you've accomplished, and I can't wait to see you at the finish line.
Congratulations, Noah. You've won the Gage Davis Associates Travel Scholarship in Urban Planning. And I am so excited that I really hope, fingers crossed, that you get to go to Berlin this fall to participate in the NERSC program with this travel scholarship. And I guess all I can say is have a great trip.
Hi, Corey. Congratulations on being this year's Outstanding SGSUP MUEP grad. I'm really happy to congratulate you on this award because I've really enjoyed getting to know you and your time here at SGSUP and working with you on your applied project. You always are just so enthusiastic. You have a smile on your face. You take great initiative and just do really incredible work. I know you put together a fantastic proposal originally for NERSC, and we're really disappointed that you weren't able to go and study abroad, but you took it all in stride. You jumped into this applied project working on green infrastructure with me, and you've done really amazing work. You've never been afraid to learn new things, taking a huge initiative, for example, going out and actually measuring trees on strangers' property. And you just always do it in such an enthusiastic and really a happy way. So again, it's been really great to work with you. I'm excited for the next step and know that you're going to do a great job in your PhD. All right, congrats.
Every year, we get to select a planning graduate student for the AICP Outstanding Student Award. This award is given by the American Planning Association, and it's intended to recognize a student who's shown excellence in academics as well as service and leadership. This year, we've selected Anthony Rios-Garola for this award. Anthony has been an outstanding student during his 2 years in the program, which I can attest to myself as well as the other faculty in the program. In addition, he served on the Student Planning Association board and shown leadership in that capacity, as well as shown leadership in his classes. This semester, I've had the pleasure of teaching Anthony in our planning workshop, and he's been one of the really outstanding leaders in the group to help our project move forward. So we'd like to congratulate Anthony on your award, and we know you're going to do excellent things in the profession as you move forward. Congratulations.
Aloha, Annie. Bill Carl here from Kailua, Hawaii. Ho'omaikai, or congratulations on being named this year's Balling Family Fellowship Award Scholarship. This is my first year presenting this award, which was started by my grandparents to support students in my uncle, Dr. Balling's MAS-GIS program. My wife also has her MAS-GIS degree from the University of Southern California, so we know exactly what you've been going through with your studies. We have a very rich Asian culture here in Hawaii. And as you know, we recently rang in the year of the ox. So the ox represents honesty and hard work. Reading through your bio from attending university in China to your 4.0 GPA and now working with Esri and their maritime department, which is something that's extremely important to us here in the islands, it shows that these descriptors of the ox are very appropriate to you and your personality. So all the best in your future, and congratulations once again. Aloha.
Megs, congratulations on winning the Melvin G. Marcus Memorial Fellowship. Another big win, another honor. Congratulations. Really proud of you. You're having just another strong year. Your research, your studies, it's been great to play a small role in supporting you along the way. And I'm looking forward to seeing you out here in Hawaii for your next big project. So again, congratulations.
Hello, everybody. This is Matt Georgescu, and I am very happy to be able to congratulate Aldo Brandy as this year's recipient of the Professor Tony Brazel Research Award. This award is given annually to the graduate student that publishes the most outstanding manuscript in a peer-reviewed journal. And Aldo, allow me to take this opportunity and say congratulations. You've really set quite the high benchmark with your initial publication having been accepted in and now published in the journal Climate Dynamics. It's a fantastic journal. It's going to receive quite a few citations, and it's a testament to your dedication and your work ethic to continually improve, to continually learn, and to continually expand yourself. I consider myself fortunate to be a part of this journey, and I look forward to seeing how you continue to evolve as a researcher, as a scientist in the years to come. Once again, congratulations, Aldo.
Hello, GSUP. I'm doubly happy today to congratulate Chuyao Hong for several landmark achievements in 2021. First, but not most importantly, he's the winner of the Anthony J. Brazel Award for the Best Student Research Paper. Titled Insights on Data Quality from a Large-Scale Application of Future Mobility Sensing Technology in Phoenix, his paper is under review at Transportation Research Part A, Policy and Practice. Chuyao works full-time at Maricopa Association of Governments, where he's part of a team analyzing travel data collected with a smartphone app using mobile sensing, machine learning, and a user interface to obtain detailed multi-day, multimodal, user-verified travel and activity behavior data. Chuyao also passed his comps this semester, and with his wife, fellow GSUP PhD student Yining Tan, welcomed an 8.5-pound baby boy named Tianchan, which, if I pronounced it right, means every day. So if we count the wedding, which wasn't in 2021, we can even call this a rare double-double of happiness, which certainly doesn't come along every day.
Rabab, congratulations on being the 2021 recipient of the Pat Gober Water Prize. It has been my great pleasure to see you grow as a scholar during your years in the MUEP program. I still remember the collaborative research that you did with some of your peers in Planning Methods 1 that identified issues with park access in the Phoenix region. And you all used a very innovative approach using spatial analysis to identify clusters of high-need neighborhoods. It's been fabulous to see you move from that collaborative work to leading your own scholarly research endeavor around how COVID is impacting the decisions that millennials are making related to where to live and the kinds of housing that they want in the Phoenix region. Research that is one of the first attempts to try and understand how the pandemic is affecting residential choice for a demographic group in particular. Your work is very much in the spirit of Pat Gober's work. I'm most familiar with her book, Metropolitan Phoenix, Placemaking and Community Building in the Desert, where she tries to understand the dynamics that exist within different neighborhoods and clusters of neighborhoods in the Phoenix region, as well as the flows that have existed in the region over time, movements among people within the region, but also from outside the region in. I'm so grateful that we will have the opportunity to continue to get to know you and nurture your growth as a PhD student. Again, congratulations. Enjoy this tremendous accomplishment.
And that brings us to the close of this year's program. Wow. We hope you found a few reasons to smile. Congratulations again to everyone who was recognized, and indeed to everyone in our GSUP family for all of your contributions to advancing the school, ASU, and our communities. I'd like to extend a special thanks to Megan Martin and the rest of the GSUP staff and student worker team who worked so hard to put together this year's video. We're of course hopeful to be back celebrating together in person in spring 2022. Until then, please stay safe and keep us posted on everything you're up to. Don't forget about our annual photo competition with this year's theme of resiliency. We're proud of you, GSUP. Thanks for watching.